What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and this is my hands-on comparison between the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 and the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. So as you guys probably know, I got hold of the Note 7 early, and that's thanks to Carphone Warehouse, and I am working on some cool projects with them. I'll be posting more details on Twitter, so definitely do go ahead and follow me on there. So the S7 Edge has been the best smartphone of 2016 for me so far. But a lot of you have been asking me, how does the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 improve on that? And what are the key differences between these two devices? And that's what we'll be covering in this video. So right off the bat, the size difference, the Note 7 is the larger device, slightly taller, slightly wider, and slightly thicker. Also comes in at roughly 12 grams more. And that is because of the larger display. You've got 5.7 inches versus 5.5 inches on the Edge. Both displays use Super AMOLED technology and have Quad HD resolution. So bright, vivid, sharp, and definitely some of the best displays out there. The S7 Edge does have a ever so slightly higher pixel density, but this is not really something you're gonna notice. Now this year the build is actually more similar than it's ever been before. There's a metal frame with curved glass panels on the front and back. So this year Samsung didn't have two versions, they've actually got a curved version of the Note 7. And I would say that the Note 7 gets the advantage here because firstly you've got Gorilla Glass 5 as opposed to Gorilla Glass 4. So it's generally going to be more tougher than the S7 Edge. But furthermore, the Note 7 is actually symmetrical, so the curves are identical on the front and back. And this actually makes it really comfortable to hold. Now because of the glass panels, you are going to attract lots of fingerprints. And these devices are going to be a little bit slippery in the hand. So I definitely recommend picking up a skin from our channel sponsor Dbrand. And they've got a huge variety of skins for both the Note 7 as well as the S7 Edge. I'll drop a link to them in the description below. Both devices are also IP68 water and dust resistant, so you're not going to have to worry getting a bit of a splash on them. Now the internals are pretty much identical, so you've got the Snapdragon 820 processor or the Exynos 8890. This will depend on which market you're from, and we've got 4GB of RAM on both. There are some rumors that the Note 7 would be getting 6GB of RAM, but that is not the case this year. What has changed is that the Note 7 now comes with a 64GB base model as opposed to the 32GB base on the S7 Edge. Now personally for me, that's absolutely awesome to see. I think 64GB will be more than enough for most people, but what's great is that both devices come with a micro SD card slot, so you can expand the storage by up to 256GB. Now the cameras are once again identical. You've got 12 megapixels with optical image stabilization and an f1.7 aperture and the awesome dual pixel autofocus, which is the fastest autofocus that I've witnessed on any smartphone. There's also 4K video recording, and the front facing camera is 5 megapixels with an f1.7 aperture too. Now some of you may be disappointed that we've not seen an improvement in terms of the cameras from the S7 Edge to the Note 7, but realistically speaking, the S7 Edge already had the best smartphone camera, so personally speaking, I'm not too disappointed. Now for the operating system, you've got Android Marshmallow on both of these with Samsung Skin on top, but the Note 7 does have some additional features, and being the newer device will also get updated to the latest version of Android before the S7 Edge will. Now because we've got edges on both devices here, you have all of your standard Edge features such as shortcuts to apps and your contacts. There's also identical fingerprint scanners on the front of the devices, and these work really well and are super fast. The Note 7 does come with another bag of tricks, however. Firstly, you've got an iris scanner at the front of the device. This actually works surprisingly well. I wasn't too sure about this, but it is quite fast, and it will add another level of security to your device, which is not available on the S7 Edge. And the standout feature for the Note 7 is the S Pen. Now the S Pen is what makes the Note 7 unique, and this year we've got some really cool features. Some of my highlights have to be notes on the always on display, so you can quickly jot something down on the lock screen and then pin it, and that will be available for you on your always on display. The always on display is also improved, so now we've got some more additional notifications from apps. With the S7 Edge, you can only see notifications for calls and texts, so it hasn't been updated, but I hope it does get updated soon. Another cool S Pen feature is live translate, so you can just hover your S Pen and it will translate it live. And one of my favorites from the new features on the S Pen is creating GIFs from videos. And this will be a lot of fun, especially on Twitter. Now the Note 7 also comes with USB Type-C. The S7 Edge still has micro USB. So you're getting the latest version here on the Note 7. You're going to be able to put the cable in either way. And what's great is that Samsung do include a micro USB to USB Type-C adapter in the box of the Note 7. Now let's talk about the batteries. And they're very similar, but the Note 7 actually has a slightly smaller battery. Now I was personally expecting it to have a larger battery, but it's actually 100 milliamps an hour smaller, and neither of these are removable. I'd expect to get similar usage, although the Note 7 is giving me slightly better usage, and I believe that's because the S7 Edge has been used for some months and battery life does seem to deteriorate after a few updates. You do have fast charging on both devices here, as well as fast wireless charging. So for your quick top-ups, this is going to be great on both devices. Now in terms of pricing and availability, because the Note 7 has just come out, the S7 Edge is going to drop slightly, and although pricing will vary from place to place, you can expect to pay roughly about 10% more for the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Now pre-orders have started right away, and the Note 7 is going to be available from the 18th of August onwards. So there we have it, the comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Now as I mentioned, the S7 Edge was already one of the best smartphones out there. So it looks like Samsung have simply made improvements to the S7 Edge, and all of those are welcomed improvements. If you're thinking of going for one of these, I'd personally go for the Note 7 myself, but if you want to save a bit of money, now is a good time to go for the S7 Edge, which is still an absolutely great phone. What do you think of these two devices? Drop me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe. I've got lots more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.